Welcome to the Nightly Rant
with
your hosts, Mike
and Toria.
This is the show where we examine society from a sarcastic point of view.
If you like insane conversations, this is definitely the show for you.
Let's get into today's topic. YPN people, I don't know about you, but I love helping out a friend. That's why I want to shout out my friend Brian Little and his podcast, Your Favorite Blockhead. This is the only show that manages to weave together peanuts and MMA into one heck of an amazing podcast. You can find Your Favorite Blockhead wherever your favorite podcasts reside and at yourfavoriteblockhead.com. Do me a huge favor and listen to Brian's show. You'll be entertained and you'll help out a friend. Now, as I said, let's get into today's topic. I had a really long and involved day today.
Yeah, you did.
I got my car repaired.
Congratulations.
I picked up campaign signs that were taken by the city.
Bunch of dicks.
Then I went to City Hall to inquire about why the signs were taken.
The Pope of the dicks.
And I was given
no answer.
Poor explanations. So then we had a meeting scheduled with the city manager and the city clerk. And we show up and it's the city manager, the city attorney, and the city clerk. And of course, they have the city attorney do most of the talking.
That's maybe because the city manager sticks his head up his ass.
But they're angry. They're just angry. They're angry people, and that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, they're angry.
Well, kind of makes sense.
So we never really finished talking about our vacation to Arizona.
We left out the one key place.
We left out a couple things that we did, though. Like I was thinking about it. We left out the fact that on the way there, we stopped at that McDonald's on the biggest hill for a McDonald's I've ever seen.
And almost got blown back to California.
Like we almost got blown back across the border.
Well, I actually think we were still in California.
We were, yes. It was crazy. And yes, we were still in California. But then, really, like you said, the only part we didn't really talk about in depth was the Grand Canyon. And did we talk about Bearizona at all and how expensive it was and what it was?
We mentioned Bearizona, but we didn't really
we can talk about that a little bit too. So part of when we talked about going to Flagstaff, I suddenly realized how close it was to the Grand Canyon.
And that was exciting.
So I thought, okay, I want to do that. I've never been to the Grand Canyon, so I want to go there. And I got to admit, I was super excited to go to the Grand Canyon.
Until we get in the car in the morning, we're going to the Grand Canyon. And he sees it's going to take us an hour longer than the hour and a half expected to get to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, that didn't make me happy. But it was wrong.
So we're driving along. And for all of you who've been to the Grand Canyon, when you arrive at the South Rim and there's that traffic-y circle, it was telling us we still had an hour left.
Yeah, it was like 5 minutes from there.
We could have walked from there to the entrance and it would have taken less than an hour.
It was really weird. Waze was going crazy. But I got to say, I was impressed, I would think our government would rape and pillage people to go into a place like that.
$35.
$35 and it's good for an entire week.
For the car. $35 for the car.
For the entire car. You could have 5 people, 6 people, they don't care.
I think you could go up to a 7-person minivan and they wouldn't care.
$35 that lasts an entire week. And then they had for a 1-year pass, it was $70 or $80. It's so reasonable.
Yeah, if we lived closer, a year pass would be something we would do.
So we would get. And then especially because when people come and visit, they're going to want to go see the Grand Canyon.
So we get there and we're like, oh crap. Because we got there a little bit later than we wanted to and we thought we weren't going to be able to find parking. We found parking right at the visitor center.
Yeah,
not even a problem. We were very close to where the shuttle buses were. It was great.
Well, we did something different this time, or at least I know I did something different. We took a risk on that because everything we read said if you're there after 9 o'clock, you're going to have to park in lot number 2.
And we got there at 9:04.
And we got there after 9 o'clock, and normally we would have gone the safe route, and we would have parked in lot 2 because a lot of other people were parking in lot 2.
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? What's the worst thing that happens? I have to come back here? Oh, well.
And there was
There's
plenty
tons
of
of parking. So it's worth taking the risk. Sure enough, we get up there. There's plenty of parking there, too.
Yep.
We barely hit any walk to the visitor center. And
Goodness.
everything pretty much, that was like the dashboard for the South Rim. Like everything emanated from that spot.
Let me tell you, I was very happy that we didn't have a long walk after.
Oh my. So we had it planned that we would go for the hike. And I don't know if I misread it or if it was misposted, but they had this thing to go to the Ooh Ah Point, and it sounded really cool, and it labeled it as easy. So when we're going down, I kind of misjudged the steepness of the pathway. And that's why I kept saying it's going to be really easy to come back up because it's not that big of a deal.
Whole way down. Every time I wind, it's going to be easier on the way up. It's going to be easier on the way up. It's going to be easier on the way up.
So we get to the point where there's the Ooh Ah Point and take the obligatory standing on a rock picture, which scared the crap out of me. Yes, I'm afraid of heights. Not afraid to admit it.
Only you would go out on that rock, though. Like,
yes,
none of the rest of us would get anywhere near it.
Yeah, I took the risk. Why not? Live a little bit dangerously. All of a sudden, a grizzly bear reaches out from the other side and pulls me down into the canyon. Yep.
I would require a grizzly bear to have gone out on that rock, and I think grizzly bears are smarter than that.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a snake, though. And just yank me out of there. Like a big old giant, like Jurassic Park size snake. Roar!
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, but we got down there and it was beautiful. Oh my gosh, the whole way was so beautiful. It looks like somebody just took their hand and like just squished it down into the ground because there's all these varying, like, I don't know, textures and heights of different cliffs and different layers, and the layers are different colors. And it's just so, so, so beautiful. And I didn't see a lot of birds flying around there. And I think it's because it's too far for them to go. Or the giant snake. Well, the giant snake was hiding behind the cliff. He probably eats them. You're probably right. He ate all the birds. Interesting. I didn't think about that. Especially when we find out later that he takes me and throws me off into the canyon, and somehow I managed to hold on and swing back. I did a Indiana Jones move on him. Did you know that?
It was the squirrels who saved you. Let's be freaking real.
There were no squirrels.
You didn't Indiana Jones at all.
I did.
Squirrels reached in and they pulled you back up.
No, they were too busy eating.
Shoulders.
They were too busy eating. Jerks. There were a bunch of little squirrels. They weren't afraid of people at all.
So then, we decide that it's time to head back up. And what did we get? Up the first, 50 feet? And we were both, freaking dying. It was so dang steep, and so dang hot, and so dang steep, and more dang
hot,
steep.
And really steep. Did she mention it was steep?
Holy steep. Steep.
It was crazy. Steep. And at that point, it was like stairs, too.
Yeah. But weird stairs.
Yeah.
How normal stairs, they're just stairs. But weird stairs, they make you all uncomfortable and they make your legs hurt. They were weird stairs.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought I was going to freaking die. I thought I was going to die then. I thought I was going to die 5 minutes after that. I thought I was going to die 5 minutes after that. I'm pretty sure it took me 5 times longer to get the fuck out of this canyon than to get in. And then I'm bright red and huffing and puffing and stopping because I don't think I can move my freaking feet anymore. And people are like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Did you run out of water?" And the people going back down are giving this look of horror like, "Sweet Jesus, what did we get ourselves into?"
I can only imagine. Because I didn't get any looks like that.
Well, I did.
It's kind of funny when you think about it.
But the people who were nice and were like, "Did you run out of water?" When I made it to the top, they were like, "Yay!" Because they were standing.
Aw. See, people do have a nice streak in them somewhere.
They were clearly not
Americans. I don't know. That was a pretty damn... It was 0.9 miles down and 0.9 miles back up. So it's 1.8 miles round trip. But The 0.9 miles.
1.9 miles straight up.
The 0.9 miles down took like a good 20 minutes, but I think you're right. I think it took like an hour and a half to come back up.
Horrible.
It was super steep. Then we went back on the bus, and I remember Alyssa getting grumpy because we were saying we were going to take the bus to the next stop. But it's like, why am I going to move my car every time and have to risk not getting parking when I just got this great parking right here?
Right.
Just stay on there. So we go to this place, and
we had a hard time figuring out.
The lady gave us bad directions because we should have gotten off. We should have gotten off at the first stop. That's where the 2 restaurants were.
This is a message to the Grand Canyon. Put up some fucking signs telling people, hey, asshole, there's some food here. Big, hey, asshole, food here signs.
Right.
Or train your people to tell you where the food is when you ask them.
Well, it's like sometimes on the metro down to L.A., they'll tell you, next stop is, blah, blah, blah. Access to blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. They tell you what's there. So oh, this is where I get off.
That would have been really nice because it would have solved the problem.
Right. So lady told us it was the second stop in. What she meant was it's the second stop and we were already at the first stop.
Yeah.
So she screwed that up. We ended up at the next place and I was like, oh shit, I don't think there's food here. So we go into this. The kids were looking for magnets for their mom. And so we go into this gift shop that's in this like hotel that's right there.
Yeah.
And it's like on what's called the Rim Circle Trail or the Rim Edge Trail. Yeah, the Rim Trail. Just the Rim Trail. Right. And I'm in the gift shop with Alyssa, and all of a sudden I hear this guy say, hey, the restaurant just said your table's ready. And he starts, I thought he's going to walk out. He kept walking in, and I was like, I'm following this dude.
We both saw him, and we were like, you!
I'm following this dude. And all of a sudden, oh, there's a restaurant.
Yes, I just looked it up. It's 692 feet elevation change, that trail. So,
that's part of it. The elevation is probably the biggest part of it.
No, but if it's 692 feet, how big is a stair? Like a foot? 692
well, it said it was
stairs.
something like 90 flights of stairs, but every flight of stairs is equal to 12 steps.
Yeah. A crap load.
So that's a lot of stairs.
So we were a little hungry.
I'm going to try that. I'm going to create a Grand Canyon workout on the step mill, and I'm going to try it.
Prepare to die.
At least I can just drop off if I want to and
it's
not
true.
fall off the cliff.
There was no not going up the trail.
Yeah,
you kind of
were obligated, weren't you?
I've never had to force myself so hard to do something in my life. Anyway, back to the food.
Are you saying you would have given up normally? If there was a better way out?
Yes.
So I should have called the donkeys for you?
I thought I was going to die.
I should have called the donkeys for you.
Oh, that sounds so
but
scary.
Babe, think about it. You did it, though.
I thought I was going to die.
But you did it. You can never, ever tell me you can't do something again. You just did something that you didn't think you were going to ever be able to do, and you did it. And I'm so proud of you for doing it. You want to know who I'm really proud of?
It's been 3 weeks and my hip is still cracking.
Do you want to know who I'm really proud of? Mitchell. That boy looked at me and he said, Dad, I can see that you need to keep moving or you're never going to make it. And that's true. That's what it was. It was like remember, my ankle was still hurting. Yeah. And I was like, but he was right. I needed to keep moving, but I wasn't going to keep moving if you were stuck down there. I'm not leaving you there.
Pretty sure I used half of my inhaler.
So all of a sudden, Mitchell's like, you go, Dad. I'll stay with Victoria. And he was so awesome. He just stayed with you the whole freaking time.
I think he walked probably twice the distance as back up because he kept like going and coming back.
Yeah, I saw him. But we kind of digressed. So we follow the dude and you follow him too. And boom, there's a restaurant. We go and we eat there.
And it was super good.
And then we got to see the Rim Trail. And oh my God, it was so beautiful again. Like it's so majestic and it's so big. So big.
In hindsight, we would have walked the Rim Trail because it was completely flat.
Yeah.
No hills.
Now we know. Next time.
No stairs.
Next time. But here's the thing. It's just so majestic and beautiful, but
It's huge. It takes up almost the entire length
Yeah.
of the state of Arizona. Like, that is a huge piece of that state.
America's butt crack.
It's crazy.
Then it starts to rain a little when we're looking at the rim trail. So we decide we're going to get back on the shuttle and we're going to leave because we're all freaking exhausted. We want to stop at the visitor center so that Alyssa can hunt down a magnet, but we're out. So we get on the bus.
Everybody was unanimous on this, by the way.
Yeah, we were done. We get on the bus and then realize it's like a horrendously long trip back, but whatever, no big deal. Because we pretty much went through the entire South Rim Park on the way back. But we get
That was
to
the
like
longest shuttle line.
We get to like this spot where there's like a little campground thing, and there's a whole bunch of elk just hanging out, laying down.
Wild elk just chilling.
Well, all elk are wild.
Well, they were just chilling there. No, not all elk are wild. Some elk are in captivity at the zoo. That is not a wild elk.
Animal.
That is a captive elk. I didn't say wild animal elk. I said a wild elk.
You're a wild elk.
She never listens to what I actually say.
I don't care what you actually say.
See? There you go, Diego. You heard her? Anyway.
With all these elks.
Elks everywhere.
Sleeping around.
Oh, elk.
Slutty elk. Anyway, so we get back to the visitor center finally. And Alyssa finds her magnet. And Alyssa found us a magnet. Now in our fridge. The canyon that is grand. And then we decide we're leaving. And so we're on the road to get out the park. And there's like elk upon elk upon elk upon elk upon elk.
Everywhere.
So many freaking elk.
Wild elk everywhere.
Roaming around, being all roamy.
There's a lot of babies. There's a lot of babies.
We had to hunt down a boy elk because, we just got to see them antlers.
Yeah, it was interesting because all the time that we've been there driving, there were elk signs constantly. More elk signs than deer signs, if you ask me.
The happy dancing deer signs were all in the desert, but as soon as you got into the trees, it was all elk signs.
Yeah. Interesting, right? That makes sense, though.
Yeah.
The elk are more, they can climb rocks.
Well, they also have
bighorn sheep are amazing to look at. You go to Colorado and you see the bighorn sheep.
I haven't seen bighorn sheep.
I think bighorn sheep that I saw in Colorado were the most majestic creatures. They were so.
Have you ever seen one walk up the face?
Yes.
They just like boing, 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 boing.
Yeah, it was
weirdo. So that was that. That was our whole Grand Canyon trip. We stopped at a freaky store on the way out. Got some snacks. Road snacks. And then we were done.
it going back in a weird way felt longer than going there. And I think it's because going there, I was so excited to go see it, and I just wanted to get there, and nothing mattered. Coming back, I was so tired, and all I could think of was having dinner and laying in bed.
Well, there was all those thunderstorms going on in various places. They were really cool to watch on the way home. But then, on the way back to our hotel from the Grand Canyon, we passed Bearizona.
Yeah, and that place.
Mitchell wouldn't stop talking about how somebody's car got mauled by a bear.
It looked so cool, but it was so damned expensive.
It was just the
contrasted to the Grand Canyon. Come on.
If it was just the two of us, maybe it would have been worth it.
Are you kidding me?
It would have been $50 for the two of us.
I'd be like, what'd you do? Get a bonus? Fuck that. Are you kidding me? No way. Too expensive. That is a waste of money to have a bear freaking maul my car, and I pay for it. The hell is wrong with you?
Better guarantee me that I'm going to see a bear and that it's going to be fucking majestic.
And he's going to come right up and sniff at you.
I'm going to kill myself.
You don't want to take it that far, huh?
No. Distantly majestic. But I can still see with
But
my
basically,
eyeballs.
like, people from California who've been here for years used to have Lion Country Safari down there by where Irvine Spectrum is right now. Yeah. And people would drive their cars through, and the wild animals would come up and, roar at you and, make noises and whatever. And like I remember seeing back then pictures of like female lions just laying on someone's hood of their car.
Why did they take this majestic thing away
You could thank animal activists for that. They said it was not natural for these animals to live there and have cars driving through their environment all the time. They're probably right, but things changed. Society got more politically correct, and here we are talking about how great it was to go through Lion Country Safari. And Bearizona is probably very similar, but I just don't understand the extremely high cost. If you think about it, why does it matter? Like the Grand Canyon, I'm going to tell you what. The Grand Canyon, how many people you have in the car really should matter, because it tells you if I come with 100 7-passenger vans one day, and another day I come with 100 2-passenger smart cars, capacity, man. The first day is going to be busier than the second day.
Right.
No matter what. Always. It's crazy. Same number of cars. But with the Grand Canyon, the number of cars don't matter. It's the number of people. But with the Bearizona, it's just one car freaking driving through there. I don't care if I have 12 people in the car. Why do I have to pay for so many people? Why can't I just pay for the damn car?
That's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like $50 to $75 per car.
Yeah, I was going to say $75.
And I think we probably would have did 75, but maybe been like gung ho to do it for 50.
Yes.
But it was $35 each, because we would have gotten the car discount and paid $120 for all of it to go in. That's extreme. I'm so not down. If we ever want to go to Bearizona, they're going to have a Groupon.
It's crazy how expensive it is, right?
Yeah.
I was shocked and disappointed, actually.
We drove past it like 97 times, and all we talked about every single time was how expensive it was.
This was so disappointing to me. Like, right. I really wanted to go there.
I think that Alyssa would have cried. I mean, she was scared enough of the canyon that was grand. You need to traumatize the poor girl.
That kind of surprised me about her, though.
Why?
Because usually she'll complain about something in the beginning and then just go ahead and do it. Like cross country. If I hadn't reminded her that she could get scholarship money by sticking it out for 4 years, she would have quit last year.
Well, yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to be honest. In a way, I feel bad about that, because I feel like she's being forced to do it. Well, so who knows? You know what? Maybe this thing with her leg is the universe intervening and being like, nope, she doesn't want to do it. We're going to give her a valid excuse to get out of it.
Maybe it is.
It just seems like perfect timing, right? Like it's just right now. Yeah. So anyway, Alyssa's got this crazy leg thing. Gonna have to take her to the doctor. Her left shin is always swollen. Mitchell's coach said, I don't know if I told you this, that means, yes, it has some kind of a stress fracture. It's 99% certain.
Let's hope it's not. She's going to complain more about it than she expected.
Understood, but it's funny. I feel like it's a win-win either way. If it's not and they can fix it real quick, that's a win. And if it is, well, then she'll be happy that she doesn't have to run. That's a win for her. I mean.
As soon as I said that, big old smile cracked.
Well, what were you going to say?
On a side note, Bearizona does not exist on Groupon. How?
That just tells you they must get enough people paying the price.
I guess it's probably expensive to maintain, and they have to keep replacing their animal keepers because they keep getting mauled by the scary.
Keep getting eaten, by the bears. Bears eat them. That's how the bears stay big and vicious. It's how they keep snakes big and vicious. It's how they keep the snakes big and vicious. They feed them rabbits. It's true. Then I won't tell you about my friend's missing cat.
Nope, sure won't.
Okay, good. A python.
Your cat might go missing.
That python was like, good. So I don't know. What do you think about the Grand Canyon? We rated everything else on a scale of 1 to 5. I gave the Grand Canyon 4.9.
On a grand scale of the two wonders of the world that I have officially now seen with my eyes, we both get a 5.
Pretty that cool, huh? Thought it was beautiful. Like I said, probably the most beautiful place I've ever been to in my life.
I tell you what, the Northern Lights, they're more beautiful, but they're not as. It's just some light in the sky.
It's not as wow. That's what I'm telling you. It took my breath away. When we got to the trailhead, we got off and we started walking, and I looked to my left. I was just like, wow, what a beautiful, 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 beautiful place. So, like I said, Grand Canyon, leg, other crazy issues with city people.
You know how when you live in the beach is just kind of, okay, it's yonder. I feel like you live at the Grand Canyon, okay, big old crack. There's lots of tourists here.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's still pretty, but you kind of just don't give a shit anymore. And I feel like that's why I think the Northern Lights are kind of.
Yeah, because familiarity breeds. What do they say? Familiarity breeds contempt. It's true. It's true.
If I saw them now because it's been so freaking long, I'm probably gonna think they're all sorts.
That's something to talk about another time, about how people who are together for a long time, how they avoid that contempt. Because there's a way, we know what that way is, but it's something for another topic. So we'll bring that up sometime. All right, well.
Next time we're going to talk about Family Chantel.
That's right. We're going to talk about the next episode of the Family Chantel. Pedro, I'm going to tag you in the post. And Pedro, you're welcome. Come on our show. Tell us what you really think about the Family Chantel.
And with that, good night, everyone.
Hasta la bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Nightly Rant.
If you enjoyed the show, please give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Google Play.
If you didn't enjoy the show, please just ignore that previous request for a rating.
This has been a Yogi's Podcast Network production.